Huntsville, Alabama. You know we've got space camp and rockets and government contractors, but did you know we have one kick-ass music scene that doesn't get near enough attention? Well, that's about to change. Welcome to Uprising, a podcast about the people that make Huntsville's music scene so cool. Hosted by me, Bill Fowler, Huntsville native and lifelong musician. So strap on that guitar, flip on that amp, and crank it all the way up. You've just joined the Uprising. Perfect.
Yay.
Yay. Josh and Judy, Allison, welcome to Uprising. Take two, actually. We had take one at OTBX and it was so loud. And it's not like super quiet here either, but at OTBX we had like this omnidirectional mic which just picked up every possible clanking
in every conversation.
Yeah, it did. By the way, Josh and Judy Allison, that's Judy, and that's Josh. In case you're confused by that, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for letting me stalk you and come to your gig. We're outside of the patio at the Cajun Steamer, which is a delightful place to be on a nice summer afternoon, drinking
sweet tea,
Coke and water.
Andy Gator.
And tequila later.
I don't know why I figured this is like a slice of New Orleans that I have to order like New Orleans beer, but when in Rome or when in like pretend Rome. Yes. Again, so thanks for being here. I would like to start by saying that you guys put on one of the greatest acoustic like productions. I'm going to say the word production. And I'm going to also say the word performance. Like, this is like an actual, like a stage show, what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I love what you guys do. And I need a little bit more information on when you play. Because I've seen you, the collective you, a couple of times now. And Josh will play. And he's like the Mr. Songbook guy. And then you'll come up and sing. But I wasn't paying attention enough to know that there was some sort of like system or like a rhyme or reason for like you up, you not, you play, he solo, so on and so forth. How does that work?
Well, some shows he has solo gigs, and it's all him all the time. But I'm like, if I'm there, there'll be some requests for songs for me to sing, and I'll get up and sing. Some like Hold You, songs that we wrote together.
Yeah.
That people like me to sing with him, so I'll get up and do that for fun if I can. But then places like Cajun Steamer here, they book us as a duo.
Yeah.
So I'm with we have a different song list for that.
Yeah.
These are mostly the songs that we sing together most of the time. But there's still a few songs that he does solo. He does such a great job of singing that doesn't require me, like Sober by Tool, some Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a background.
Things that lend themselves to a male voice with a guitar.
Right.
And that's right.
So I sit down, take a break,
Yeah.
or talk to people.
Yeah.
While he's singing that, or I'll videotape. A lot of times I'll videotape. You can tell how old I am.
Do giant camera. Yeah.
I get the old VCR cam out. But because I like to highlight him. He has an amazing voice, and I try to get as many videos as I can on social media.
Yeah. So you have these like the menu of services. If somebody were to call and say, "Hey, Josh and Judy Allison, we want to book you for our restaurant, or we want to book you for our wedding, or we want to book you for our event, or our high school reunion, or whatever," you kind of decide what the organization looks like. And you also have like basically your band is Toy Shop.
Yeah, we got lucky. It's all the Quiet Genius Andrew Sharp's fault, but it is what it is. Like after every show, he would walk up to me and just like in conversation, be real quiet, be like, if I'm open to play, then Newt's open to play with us. And I'm like, then I want to play. Then I want him to fit it.
Yeah,
let's
of
do
course.
it. And he's like, okay, then let's try the next show. And then the next show, he's like, well,
So if we had to be,
next thing you know, I have the push up.
yeah. So okay, what is that? Like I saw you play at the camp weeks and weeks ago, and just so good. And so it was like Josh, Allison, and Toy Shop. Like, how do you bill yourself? Like,
Josh Allison Band. I'm not a fan of saying my own name. I feel like The Rock when I start talking about that kind of stuff, but I have to use name reference.
Sure.
Because I played so many places and so many years by myself that if I make a name that it doesn't involve my name, then people are like, well, who's in that band? If I say, well, then that's why the first band we put together was Josh Allison and the Corner Pocket. Was because me and the group.
Yeah. It was a fun band that was mostly covers. It was just for fun. But when we're doing our originals mixed with covers,
right,
we're focusing on really nailing the originals and getting those down. It really is more of his name, and it didn't make sense to have a Josh and Judy band. You know, it just sounds better. His name is more established and it's easier to remember.
Yeah.
But if it does something come out of it, and you know what I mean, like if something really serious, I would love to call it Josh's Toy Box. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I would never.
You would wear pajamas, and they would all dress like toys.
Yeah. No. I don't know, man. Honestly, if anything serious happens, I would love to showcase that band. Those 4 guys. That's the one thing I talked about to somebody the other day. That they are the best band, group of people that I have ever played music with.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not even about the honesty. It's not even about the being humble. It's not even about anything. It's the musicianship. Yeah, honestly, I saw some. And then when we go on break, no offense to anybody else I've ever played with, but compared to them, when we go on break, we talk about timing. We talk about song structure. We talk about who messed up on that last song, who messed up on that song.
Yeah.
It's no drama.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you really screwed that solo up, dude.
Right. And you can
I'm
laugh.
here for you.
And you can laugh
And
together.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And then or Aaron would be like, Andrew, what were you thinking on that one part? Or Andrew would say that to Aaron. Are you sure you had that one part on that last after that bridge?
Yeah.
To me, that kind of conversating is just a breath of fresh air, dude. Because I'm sitting there just giggling with a smile on my face, thinking all we're really talking about is the musicianship and the music. We're not talking about personal lives. We're not talking about girlfriends. We're not talking about wives. We're not talking about anything. We're talking about what we just got through doing and how we can make it better.
Well, I took a little video, and it was one of the first videos I posted on my brand new Facebook page. It was late April, I think, when I saw you, somewhere around there. And at the camp, it was a beautiful night, and you guys were playing, and it was just a very revealing and a very, like, there should be, number one, a lot more people here, and it was crowded. And that environment, which is new, that ensemble, which you couldn't see any better, Nashville, clearly, certainly not Birmingham, Atlanta, that was like a national level of a thing. Well, I mean, they're a great band, and you're pretty good. And
I try, man. I try my best every single time I get behind the microphone.
No, it was just very good. So I don't want to get too far in the weeds into that relationship, but dude, explain to me, like, you started playing with them. You do a lot of your original stuff. Anthony is a very gifted songwriter in his own right. I mean, is there a collaboration there, or you are fronting, they are the backup band, and you guys play? How often do you get together?
Once. What is it? That's the thing.
It's been very variant.
It's a new thing. It's a new thing right now. It's a new thing. I think we've only played about 8 shows, or not even 8. Not even 8 shows with Anthony Sharp.
Where have you been? Where have you played?
We played the Panoply. We played Kimbrough's. We played Humphreys with him?
Not with Anthony,
not yet.
But with the rest of the band.
Yeah, we played Shag Nasties. We played.
It's really just a handful with a complete lineup.
Yeah.
Well, while we're there, let's talk Panoply real quick.
Okay.
I mean, we can go ahead and jump to that.
Yeah.
We can get to the other stuff later, but while we're on that subject, because when I saw you at the camp, man, that was kind of your warm-up for Panoply, I think.
That was the first time Anthony has ever been with us.
Yeah. He was terrified. He was terrified. He was apologizing a lot, but man,
you know what's funny?
I'm
not kidding. I really do think, I really honestly believe that in Sharp blood, if you could somehow retract some of their blood from their system, it has microscopic music notes in it.
Well, I walk in, and I didn't know that was Toy Shop, and I knew you were playing. I didn't know that it was, and there's a guy with his hair down over his face, and I've known Anthony for a while.
Yeah, so he plays.
And I'm like, is that,
That's the other Sharp.
yeah, like the sheepdog from the Bugs Bunny cartoons, like, can he?
Yeah.
What's he doing? So let's go to Panoply, because you played Panoply and you just killed it, and you knew in the middle of that set that something was going really right. I mean, you guys had rehearsed, obviously. It's a big gig, it's a big stage, lots of people everywhere, so you obviously this is a very serious thing. But tell me when. Here, I'm going to jump to the punchline here. They're releasing this as a live album, and it's going to be available when?
No date.
No date yet, just because.
But it's happening.
We literally listened to almost the final mastered mix the other day, man, and the first 3 songs, I started crying. But how did you? Because it sound. I mean, literally, you take the reverb from the concrete that we're standing on, and the crowd, and the reverb and the echo from the park. It sounds like we were in a studio.
Who did sound?
Adam from Bluewood Productions did sound for all of Panoply.
So
and
good.
he gave us a flash drive. I brought him a flash drive, and he gave us the channel tracks.
Yeah.
So
for those of you who don't know what that means, is that the recording came directly from the board. So when you see one of those like 64 channel mixers and somebody sitting under a tent, looking like they're not doing anything, they're actually
Making
monitoring
magic.
And making sure that all the levels are correct.
But
and
with
making
Panoply,
sure
they had a recording of each individual track.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So when we got done, he could go back, pull every single thing that's on the screen, and turn just the drums down, just the guitar
And
down, turn the vocals
reason-
up,
the-
equalize the vocals,
Is that-
add reverb later,
Yeah.
whatever, dude.
But the reason we were doing that was because we were getting video made that day. And we just needed some YouTube videos with Anthony. We didn't have any with the new band lineup.
Right. So you're looking to get kind of B-roll footage of just the fact that this is taking place.
Was B-roll footage that we could splice up the good parts that we thought, we're going to screw up a lot probably, but we did rehearse a lot for that show. But
And then suddenly you're listening to the
we're listening to it going.
There's not a final mix yet, so that's the point. It's like there is no final
Right.
mix, but you're listening to the raw tracks,
Right.
and you're like, God bless motorcycles, and you're like, wow, this is
so
special.
good. It turned out.
So you're looking at each other saying,
There's a bus going
And
by,
buses.
and that's what I heard in my
"It's
head.
raw, man. This is real."
No, this is honestly, man. It's gonna sound and unicorns, but that day
Yeah,
was a ball of stress.
yeah.
Right
It was-
before we got on stage,
Yeah.
because I thought we had 5 more minutes, but then it was like time to go on. I walked over to the side, start writing down a set list to make sure I got my bullet points ready for the show, and then old girl starts saying my name on the
Hang
big
on.
microphone, and I'm like,
Can I
it's
can I
time
just
to go
pause and
on.
ask a question? You were writing down a set list.
Dude, I can't stand that. I hate it. I hate writing set
But
lists
he does
because
write, yeah.
I write them just because I needed everybody needs a diagram of the show.
I'm wondering
but-
why you're writing a set list as they're saying your name.
Because it's called procrastination. That's his middle name.
Do we? Hang on.
Josh Procrastination
Should we pause the
Allison.
video? It's like.
No, dude, I procrastinate. Sometimes, I'm sorry, I read that procrastinators are some of the best people, and they're the most fastest on their feet.
Yeah. Did you read that at procrastinators.com? And is this the
Yes.
support group that you're a member of?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. We had the set list, and what it was is we had a set list like a week in advance, or even 2 weeks in advance, and I told them exactly what we're gonna do, and we all had it. And Judy wanted me to write it down, and I needed to write it down just to have a diagram of what the show was gonna be. But
Yeah.
like I said, I thought I had about 5 more minutes, which was enough time for me to get a Sharpie out, take the lid off, and write down 12 songs in real big font. Once I started the ink to the paper, she says, from his blue eye, da da dee dee da da doo da. I'm like, oh God, it's
That's
starting.
awesome.
So
That's
I
awesome.
ran on stage
That's real life.
and literally, dude, I mean, I didn't know we were being recorded. I didn't know we were being filmed completely. I knew we were going to film on most songs.
And I
some
did not
songs.
want them to know that because that would put them on the spot. And I
course.
think that's probably why they played so well because
Yeah.
they weren't pressured
After
to
that
know
5
they were
minutes,
being
after that
recorded.
5 minute
Yeah,
push
that's
on,
pretty-
after that
that's
5
pretty
minute push on stage, dude, I was just
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm here, I'm already here. It's like I'm already in the middle of the briar bush. I might as well have fun while I'm here.
So
That's the
you
secret
are
sauce.
those songs recorded, video, and eventually, are these already on YouTube? The
Nope.
videos?
They're still, it's getting mastered. The audio's getting mastered. Then we're going to sync up the video.
Okay. So take me through
Another Harley.
how this works. I know that's everywhere. Take me through how this works with. How this works with you've got these raw tracks and you hand them to whom?
Friend of a friend in Nashville.
Okay.
Who owns a studio.
And I mean, is this like?
We exercise a resource. There's a lot of times that I notice that a lot of musicians around town that get scared to exercise their resources. When somebody says, "Hey man, let me help you," they're like, "No man, I'm good."
Okay,
No, you need
that
to
was
stop.
my next question.
You need to stop and say, "Hey man, I really need to do this. And
Yeah.
my goals are this, and
Yeah.
this is what I really need to do. And this is the nights that I am not going to be able to play, but I can also do this, and I can also do that." And that person says, "Well, I can also be there for this, and I can do this, and I can be there for this."
So
You know what I mean? It's like exercise your friends. We're here. Everybody. She tells me on a regular basis that, you know, and I also read in the Bible that when we're created to connect. That's why we're able to talk. Think about it. So if somebody says, "Hey man, if you need some help, let me know," or like, you know, or it's I don't know. It's just.
Are you preaching right now? Are you about
exercising your resources?
I love this. I'm tearing up. And what you're telling me is that you're getting like a Nashville level mastered copies of this live performance.
Dude, I'm not kidding you.
Because you know somebody?
Third song beat.
He's a guy who has a home studio. That's what he does. In Nashville,
But
everybody has their own studio.
But he's also a friend
But he's really good.
a friend of
Aaron.
our drummer that he's actually lives in Nashville.
Great.
He's man, I'm telling you.
Give me. I want you to commit right now. When can I hear this? Excuse me.
On a certain date that
When it's
ends
ready.
in
Let's say
May.
fall. If you say fall, then it's
Maybe next month.
really
Maybe next month.
Okay, great.
I'm not kidding when I say that we laid head to head, hooked the headphones to headphones. So we were hearing the exact same thing. Third song deep, man. I'm like, I don't understand. This is insane how great this sounds.
Hey, you know what? Maybe the anniversary of the Apollo, July 20th. That might be a good day. Because we start out with Rocket Man. He did Rocket Man and Space Oddity in honor of the
I do those two songs.
Did you
together.
play the same set when I saw you at the camp? You started with Rocket Man there too.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was our set.
that was our practice set.
Okay, that's cool.
So rock.
Okay, but let me just say this. Let's do some sort of like event, and invite me. That's where I'm headed. And let's do something. Let's do something special. And then how will you make this available to people who are watching right now who don't?
We will
We wanna see it.
we'll get CDs done. It'll be on all the streaming places on our website.
Yeah.
So we always go through CD Baby to get our distribution. So it goes to Spotify, iTunes.
Yeah. Cool.
No, I mean Apple Music.
Or
Yeah.
if you're a dinosaur and you love to feel things in your hand and actually put them into a slot and actually says, track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4, all the way to track 12. We have CDs.
CDs.
I'm going to have CDs available.
Maybe
for the show.
cassettes if we can find a cassette
That was
duplicator.
Sorry, that was just the way it is.
Yeah.
So many
Well,
people
okay, that's very
nowadays, when
good.
I look at them and say, I got CDs, they're like, I don't do set ads.
Okay, aside from that, let's take that situation and put it aside for a moment. What is happening? Like, you're gigging around town, you're doing your thing. Sometimes you play with, Josh in the toy box.
Josh's story about sometimes I play with me, and it's a duo between. These are the different varieties. Me and Rashard Phillips, which is the drummer from King's Haze and Kush. We do a duo together, and then him, and Judy also do a trio together with 3-part harmony. And then also I do a trio with me, Rashard, and Newt on keys. So it's me, Rashard on sitar, which is a guitar shape, and it's almost like it's a percussion instrument. So me, Rashard, and Newt. And then we've also done shows with me, Aaron, and Newt. Me, Aaron, and Newt, my drummer, and keyboards. And I mean, it's insane. That's what's so fun about having a band like this. And then we did the show the other night where Ant and Newt couldn't make it because Newt's heavily involved in the theater, in the orchestra pit. And Andrew shows up and says, hey, I used to do this at the open mic at Voodoo and play keys and play bass at the same time. And I'm like, dude, that would be amazing. And he does. He taps his fingers on it with his hand, and he's a complete different melody. I mean, it's like literally somebody sliced him in half, and it's two different people.
That is the ultimate form of musicianship for an introvert. Like, I don't need a band. I have a bass drum strapped to my leg, and I'm going to play 9 instruments at one time because I don't like people.
Dude, when we played Goat Island in Coleman, it literally felt like I was back in my hometown. It was back in my hometown, Coleman, Alabama. So it's really down home, really Southern hospitality-based people. You know what I mean? But when they saw Andrew Sharp play keys and play bass guitar at the same time and sing harmonies.
Yeah.
It was like, we started the first song and then Andrew's over here and everybody just said,
this is the, I don't know, fifth time I've talked to someone on this particular podcast show thing where his name has been invoked. He was Ali Free's guitar teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Andrew's he's just one of those people. He's that phrase, salt of the earth.
Now I have to tag Andrew in this.
Salt of the earth.
Well, and Anthony and those two dudes.
And what kills me though is Andrew is so extravagant with his painting, and he's so extravagant with his bass playing. Literally, the dude sits there and toys with music like it's just a slinky.
He toys with it. This is what we do. This is what we did with number one, is like get completely off on a tangent and like forget what we were talking about. Can I bring us back into the middle of the road?
Dude,
but
sorry.
That's why it's so exciting.
We went off on a Andrew Sharp rabbit hole.
We're in the right business if it gets so exciting that we go different directions with it.
Tell me, let's take a right turn and tell me. So you're working musicians. I mean, this is what you do. And what is the path for a working musician in Huntsville? Like, why don't you move to Nashville? And why aren't you like? Is that a valid question?
I'll answer that.
Is that a valid question?
Why do you not want to move to Nashville? Why do you not move to Nashville?
Because I think the conventional wisdom is if you're a working musician, you're trying to make it or whatever.
Break into the scene.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
The system is not the same system it was 20 years ago. So there are not as many breaking artists these days. If there are, they're young or extremely talented, and it's mostly solo artists. Which I think some of that is changing. But Nashville is full of people that are trying to make it in the songwriter realm, which is great, songwriter scene. But there's so many people in Nashville, and they're
a saturated market.
It's very saturated, and you can't make a living there with music.
Yeah.
In Huntsville, we are like a hidden gem, and people know that about Huntsville. We have incredible talent here. We have a nucleus of amazing talent, and we have a lot of venues who pay decent money for musicians to play.
Way more than
You
Nashville.
don't get that in Nashville. They don't pay like we do here.
Well, in Nashville, my understanding is a lot of times if you're up and coming, you pay.
Right. You have to pay.
You may get the door.
You get the door, and you have to really work the crowd, and you have
and that's
to
what
sell yourself.
This is supply and demand, and when you're in a saturated market, you're a venue. You can do that. Okay, so speaking of venues, I'm doing a lot of data collection, and I have friends, and I'm getting to know more people in Florence and Shoals area. And what I'm hearing from working musicians is that you go to Florence and the Shoals area, obviously to record, and there's immense talent there. But it's a pocket. It's like this little walled-off community. And a lot of those guys and girls will come here to perform and collect money because the venues are here. For whatever reason, and there's a lot of them, the Shoals and the Florence area is not where the venues have thrived. That
They're growing.
They're here.
They're growing. They're definitely growing.
So again, if you were going to be a working musician in this area, you're going to have a relationship back and forth. You need to have a relationship in Nashville. I think that stands to reason. Music City is in our backyard, or we're the backyard for Music City. And you have that. Like, you do have these relationships that are kind of in this triangle. And you've experienced that, and we'll be doing more of that. Is that fair to say?
Yes, and you can live here, and that's what we've been talking. When we do talk to industry people in Nashville, they're saying the best thing you can do, stay where you are, stay plugged in, but come up here as much as you can and get plugged in and meet people, because the business happens there, and that's where you meet people. And there is an incredible energy there.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to somebody, like when we played the Bluebird, we just played our 10th time at Bluebird for the Sunday Night Writers Night, which you have to audition for, you have to get in, and they have to keep judging you to keep you.
Yeah.
But there's an energy there that is unlike anywhere else. There's an elevation of an expectation and the respect.
Yeah.
The respect level I think is higher
Appreciation for creation.
in a lot of places.
So you're familiar with the term like a vertical market, where you have like the consumer at the top or the bottom, depending on how you write this down on a whiteboard. And there's a producer, and this is, there's certain, stages or I guess nodes in this vertical market, and where the venue sits on some level, the producer of the music sits on some level, and the consumer sits on some level. Huntsville has strengths and weaknesses in this vertical. Where would you say are the strengths in the vertical for Huntsville, and where are the weaknesses? Without picking on anybody particularly, but I think the venues, I'll start again. I think the venue situation has been a key weakness over the last 20 years, and is now becoming one of the major strengths, and that's a fairly new kind of development. I will also say I think that there's way too much chaos in the venue, where someone pays this much and someone pays this much, and it's really difficult to get a guaranteed experience, even as a consumer and as a musician in certain places. So management,
on the venue and on management.
Yeah. Right. Do you see something as a key strength, like that we can hang our hat on as a music market, and some place that we need help?
I think where we need help, the thing that jumps out to me immediately is that our venues are very mainstream, and I would love to see more diversity of styles of music and genres in our bars.
Yeah.
We have rock and roll, pop, Americana, whatever you want to call it now, and we don't really have a lot of country, but some country bands, but that's really all we have. We don't have R&B in downtown venues, but there is that R&B vibes has just risen up.
Yeah.
Ryan Felton and his work with that, that stuff's blowing up. I would like to see more of a variety.
Yeah.
I think we have a good variety, but I would like to see more. I think that
You have something to add to that?
The strength in the music in Huntsville. I don't know. I mean, honestly, we have plenty of places, and they actually, besides just having venues, they actually let you do it and pay you to busk, which is cool. Downtown Huntsville, I think that's a big strength. It's almost like there is a ultimate respect, and they want to treasure music. I think that's a strength to me. I mean, because I don't hear a lot of musicians saying, "Oh, I love playing music, but I can't stay in this town."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear a lot of musicians saying, "Man, I'm gonna love me to play music, and I don't mind staying here and doing what I'm doing. I don't mind staying here and doing the same thing just because it's a great place. There's a lot of good people that live here."
Right.
To me, the strength is probably the musicians.
I agree with you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not even talking about the venues, the money, anything. The musicians, the people that live here.
Okay, so you've been doing this a while. You've been here a while, and you've watched
10 years.
the progression of this scene. Have you watched more people come to your shows? Are there more consumers for live music now than there were a year ago? 2 years ago? I mean, are you seeing more people come into that you're meeting for the first time?
Yeah. Just because, I mean, with everything that's going on in the music and with the music art and everything, it's kind of like for some people that had music on the back burner, it's bringing it to the fore, it's bringing it to that front eye, and they're trying to smell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they're tasting it yet, but they're smelling it. Because it was on the back eye for a long time, and the music artist came here, and all those musicians came together in one area, one spot, and we did it again, and actually showing people at 8:05 when they did that thing and showed us the graph of the survey of what they've taken.
Right.
To me, I don't know, like I said, it's just bringing it back from there up to right in front of their faces. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that I've met in the last few weeks that they're like, "Oh, I've been living here for over 20 years, but we never hardly ever get out." Or, we just happened to walk in here. And I'm like, I've been playing in town for over 10 years.
What are you excited? For both of you? What are you excited about for Huntsville music? What gives you optimism?
I love working with people, connecting them to other resources. That fuels my heart so much when I meet someone and I know that they're looking for something. I can connect them with someone else.
Can I throw you a softball?
Yeah.
Women.
women in music.
You knew I was going to ask you about that.
Well, I'm volunteering to help with the Women in Music weekend. And just today we secured, and I don't want to talk too many details, but we secured a venue for a musical that was written by a local woman. And she produced her own event and sold it out at the UAH Chan, 400 seats.
Yeah.
I never heard about it. So that's a weakness that I didn't hear about it, but a strength that we have this talent. And I found out about her, and I said, I would love for you to do something in the Women in Music. Can you do it again? And she said, yes. So we're going to have Women in Music weekend, some really fantastic shows that are not just a musician in a venue, but actual events to go along to bring it all together.
So I had a conversation with Allie yesterday, which is fantastic, and she's so wonderful. I asked her the same question, strengths, weaknesses, and we kind of keyed in on the weaknesses because it's easy. And she said the same thing, which was, we have so many silos, so many communities of people reinventing the wheel. Neighborhood, adjacent to neighborhood, They're doing these things. You've got North Huntsville, you've got South Huntsville, you've got downtown, East and West. You've got concerts going on at Three Caves that I hear about because I literally hear them.
First time I've been to Three Caves was last year, and I've been there for over 10 years, my man.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear about it.
So
I didn't hear about it. That is the weakness.
That's really hard to swallow.
The weakness is, let's take down all the Alex Shannara freaking billboards and start putting up schedules and put schedules, music schedules, music venues. Hey, how about
more media?
More media.
There needs to be a central hub, and that is going to be coming, I do believe, because I have seen some of the results from the audit, and I know that that's going to be one of the recommendations for people to get together.
Well, and I've said this a couple of times, and this is really not a fair comparison, but I've been to Austin a few times in the last year or so. And as I'm traveling there, you get online and go to austinmusic.com. And I forget, that may not be exactly right, but like you can go to like what's playing this weekend, and there is a single website, and it's a encyclopedia of venues and bands, and there's a cross section, so you can click on the band and find out when they're playing. You can click on the venue and find out who's playing at that venue. You can click on a date, and and that's that level of organization is an obvious need for us, because if someone's a fan of yours, they can go find your page and see what you're playing. If someone's a fan of a particular room, they can go find out who's playing. And if you're only there for a weekend like me, then I want to know who's...
Yeah, which places I can ping pong around one night.
And right now it's Facebook.
Nights.
I think right now the go-to is Facebook.
Yeah. There is a local HuntsvilleMusic.com, and I know that they are up and going. I don't know how often if they're still going. I haven't really checked in. I don't know if they can develop. If they can really.
It needs support.
Put a lot of time into it.
That's Carl.
They're doing a great job. They have a heart for it.
Right.
It's a lot of work, though.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
There's a lot of venues, man.
Well, it's a lot of work, and it changes.
Yes.
And you can step in it in a heartbeat when you post something that on a Friday afternoon somebody decides they can't play, and it gets switched, and someone gets wrong information, and then your name.
It has to be
right.
A tight mix there, and I like pointing people to a community page like that. We have a lot more dates that are not on that calendar because we do play other places besides the city of Huntsville. So we always direct people to our website.
Right.
So that has everything up to date. But yeah, like the Memphis Fire.
Right.
They've got it going on.
Well, in Atlanta it was Creative Loafing, and in Nashville there's multiple resources for this. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that advertising is a key thing, just the knowledge of it. I mean, we're sitting here as evidence of just. I went to hip hop night. I can't keep talking about this because it was such a religious experience. Like I went to hip hop night at Low Mill 3-4 weeks ago, and was like, "Hey, this exists." You walk in and you're like, "Well, where the hell have I been?"
Right.
And you feel like.
I know that's how I felt
like
lately.
I felt like every time I went to a benefit, and I walked to a musician, shook his hand, and be like, "Hey, man, how you doing? I'm Josh. I've been playing here for over 4 years." He's like, "Awesome. My name's Jim Cavender. I've been here for over 40."
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
Oh gosh, how would I not make
you squint your eyes and look at Montecito, I'm on the Mount Rushmore of music in
You know
this
what I
town.
mean? That's what I'm saying. So that's what I felt like. So communication and that would be awesome, man. Honestly, I hate to put musicians in a metal box. I mean, it would be awesome if we had a central location, central like group, central something that was like a liaison between the crowd and the musicians.
Yes.
To where it is like, hey, where do I need to go to find out any musician in this town that is registered to be a musician?
Yeah.
Bam, right here.
Yeah.
They're gonna play here. Awesome. I've never been there before because that place just opened up last week. But since that corporation or since that box is keeping all that information.
I'm pretty sure this is Carl Thomas, and if Carl is watching this video, he's
Don't get mad at me, Carl.
He's like ripping his hair out, and because he's doing this, and it's such a difficult thing to do.
He needs like a group. He needs a group. He needs somebody that's going to cover the north side. He's going to cover north side, north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
And those people cover those sections. To where a brand new venue opens up, there needs to be a post. If there's somebody that plays, guess what? If they cancel that venue needs to contact them. Hey, we just have a cancellation, and we got a show that needs to go on in an hour, and we got this band going on. So I need you to update the information. Boom. You know what I mean? It's so easily said than done.
Well, I think we've touched on something that's obviously needs to be. Carl has built it. It needs to be supported and
it needs
and
to be supported, honed, and sharpened like a pencil.
Yeah. Like a pencil. I like that.
I do that a lot. Talk about pencils.
Well, listen, we could talk for a really long time. You guys are, not only are you super talented and you're going places, and I'm really glad to know you, and you're excellent people, but you're deep thinkers and you really care about the community. I mean, the conversations we've had, it's been 99% what can we do for this body, and 1% what's going on with you guys. Yeah, which is very telling.
Try not to do that.
Which is very telling.
Because honestly, I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say one more thing, and I'll shut up.
I doubt that.
Yeah, me too. I try to say it though, because it's like I'm trying to advocate for myself, and most of the time it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Honestly, the advice I would give to anybody right now that is new and upcoming in this town and they want to be an artist, or somebody that is to the point where they want to give up because they think that it only reaches a certain summit, and they're not going to be able to get that record deal, or to get that extra pay, or to get that song on the movie, or get that song here and there. Honestly, it's like I'm trying to gravitate to more of this, and it's not even like I'm wanting to, but the universe is pushing me there. Honestly, wake up and create. Don't worry about getting a record deal. Don't worry about it being. Don't. If you make the goal up here, if I make the goal to high five somebody standing on top of that building, I will never do it. But if I make my goal, I'm gonna cut holes in the side of this wall until I can climb up and give them a high five. That's called work. Just creating, because there is no shiny Taylor Swift golden bucket that you sit into and it lifts you up to the sky, where Jerry Garcia hands you a beer and Jim Morrison hands you a joint. No, it's not that way.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's just creating and hope to God somebody loves it. And when they finally love it and they start, it's like a law of attraction.
Yeah.
You just gotta dive into it. And that's one thing that I'm really starting to gravitate to right now. Instead of, I need to write a song that's gonna be on the radio and make me some money. I need to write a song that's gonna be on a movie. I just need to write.
You know, our mutual friend, Tim Miller, gave me the greatest advice, because I'm like, Tim, we finished our conversation like this, and the camera goes off, and I shut off the mics, and I said, man, I just want to grow my audience. You know, I feel like more people need to know about what's going on in Huntsville. More people need to know you. More people need to know what's happening. And he gave me the greatest advice, which is what you just said, which was just keep putting out. He's like, keep baking. Keep baking. You know, eventually, people are going to smell what you're baking. They're going to come to you.
Dude, yeah.
Like if you worry about making money, you'll never have any money. But if you worry about doing good work, money comes to you. If you worry about doing good work, your audience will come to you. So that's excellent advice.
Andy Warhol said the same thing. He was out there. But he said art is art.
Yeah.
While other people are judging your art, make some more art.
Yeah.
To me, that's one of the best quotes I've ever heard in my life.
Man.
Like, let other people judge your art, and while they're judging it, make some more art, because that's what you're made to do. Honestly, if you are a creator, then you should feel out of sort when you don't
Sure.
create. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then all these people are like, I don't understand. Well, I'm so upset and I'm so insecure about this certain situation. Just grab a pencil and start writing and drawing something, or write a song.
Sit at the piano or pick up your
to
guitar.
me, it doesn't just say, hey, it's not just us making a gift for the universe and making a gift for somebody else. It's actually giving yourself a purpose.
Speaking of making
You know what
art, so someone who's watching this, where can they see you? Like, if you go to your Facebook page or your website.
Website's the best.
Okay.
Facebook is good for events, but the actual calendar on the website has everything listed.
It's current and obviously very accurate. Okay. Really, if you've never seen Josh, if you've never seen Josh and Judy, and I can't even list all the permutations of your various bands. If you've never seen Josh in the Toy Box,
Josh's
and the Rock,
Toys,
Richard, Josh and the New, Josh
then
and Andrew.
please catch them. It is worth your time.
and
Thank you.
something new, fresh, and vibrant that's just about to bloom like a fresh, beautiful rose. Mama Juju and Allie are starting a new duo that is just recently,
thank
just
you.
today,
You didn't have to mention that. Thank
booked
you.
one of their first official gigs.
He's a giver. That's a good man. You're so sweet.
We're excited.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I have my moments, dude. I'm like a honeysuckle bush. Okay.
I want to hear the rest
You know
of
what I
this.
mean?
Are there thorns
you honeysuckle
on the
bush?
honey?
You got a honeysuckle bush, right? You got the main spine, and you got the honeysuckles that branch off, right? There's only those itty bitty little fingers that stick out of the honeysuckle middle that are sweet. The rest of it tastes like crap.
But it's oh so sweet.
Yeah, those little itty bitty droplets. Boop. That's what I'm saying, though.
Man.
But no, there's a lot of things going on besides
Yes.
just me and the band, and Judy and I in the band, and Judy and I in the trio.
There's
Judy and I
lots
in the
of
quartet. Judy is really she's making a humongous 7 or 7.5 size footprint in Huntsville with music, with Purple 19, and like I said, on top of that, new fresh,
which we have
Too
so
many
much more to
things
talk
to
about.
talk about.
exciting,
I know.
exciting thing.
Well,
Next
listen.
time.
And
Part
you got to
two.
get the girls, you got to get the women on here. Allie and Judy are talking about their new project.
We're gonna do that next. Okay.
See what I mean?
Promise me that we'll sit down and we'll talk
You
about.
gotta wait till
Yes.
they do like 10 shows though, so they start getting, start knocking the dust off each other, and like, how
Right.
two couples, they first move in
Oh,
with each
yeah.
other, and it's like,
I know.
can you believe he leaves the damn door open? And then, you know what I mean?
I do know what
Get
you mean.
10 shows and then interview them.
Okay, so we'll just like put a pin in that, and we'll come back to that later. Judy, Josh, Judy, you're like super amazing.
As Mr. Anderson
you.
would say, Josh and Judy,
Bam, bam, bam,
You
bam.
coined that.
Jetsons.
Yeah.
Josh and Judy.
Thanks.
And Huntsville, rise up.
Thanks. You're the greatest. We'll do this again soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Same bad channel, same bad time.